Welcome, a prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, and tonight we're going to be doing a lecture on roulette. A deceptively simple game that can be as simple or as complicated as you want, depending on how you bet on this game. I've only played roulette in video games. I've avoided that game in real life like the plague. Because just looking at the payouts, and you can already tell, you're getting ripped off. But I'll go more into detail that once we start the lecture. I'll give people some more time to show up. This is the third of our gambling lectures. My only hope is that I've done a good job of convincing chat to not gamble, to not go to casinos, to not play these ridiculous games of chance. And failing that, I hope I've at least armed you with the knowledge of how these games work and just how rigged they are against you, so that you don't go into the casino with delusions of grandeur, thinking you're gonna completely bankrupt the casino, because that has never happened in the history of casinos. No one has ever won so much that it bankrupted the casino. I think there's only been one casino that's been shut down, and it's due to gross negligence and incompetence, not because someone won too much money. That'll never happen. Like, if you decide to ever throw away your morals, your ethics, your concern for your fellow humans, then the best way to make money is to open up a casino. You just have to have a shit ton of capital to start it. But after that, it's very easy to make money at a casino. Well, running a casino, owning a casino. Trying to win money as a player, I'd advise against it. But we started with blackjack, and then we moved on to baccarat. Tonight, we'll be talking about roulette. Like I said before, at first glance, it's a simple game. Or at least it can be. Whether or not it remains simple is completely up to you. You know, I should have done this before, but I probably will grab, like, a basic layout of the roulette table. Just have it on hand, just so I can show off. Okay, that's a European... Okay. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, this looks like the roulette table I have worked with in the past. So I'll just have that on standby. And without further ado, let's begin today's lecture. Roulette. Now, you all know what's coming right now. Here's my top advice for playing roulette. Don't. Just don't. I've committed to the bit. I'm going to say this every single time. At this point, if you attended all the previous lectures, this should not be a surprise to you. But yes, my top advice for playing any game of chance in the casino: don't. Just don't. If you're still here, my sympathies. I don't know what possessed you to want to play roulette. But I won't pry. That's your business, I suppose. As much as I want to, I can't tell you how to spend your money. All I can do is arm you with knowledge, with the hopes that you won't lose as badly. Because let's face it, the longer you stay, the more likely you will lose. That is just the unfortunate truth. Time is always on the casino side. The longer you stay, the more likely you will lose. Whether because you didn't know how to quit while you were ahead, or you do the stupid thing of chasing your losses, you're just going to end up losing more money the more time you spend at the casino. So just don't. Just avoid that whole mess together, and just don't. So, if you're still here, again, my condolences, my sympathies. I want to say you're making a terrible decision, but I will help you with your terrible decisions, I suppose. Alright, so, what is roulette? It's a popular casino game. Where the dealer spins a tiny ball around a wheel. Players bet on where the ball will land. If they're correct, they win. If not, they lose. Pretty straightforward, I would assume so. If you guess right, you win. If you guess wrong, you lose. Pretty straightforward in that regard. The more accurate their prediction, the higher the payout. The more generalized the prediction, the lower the payout. So what do I mean by this? Take, for example, the outside bets. Let me see here. Guess it's time to pull out the diagram. Have it over here. Paste. Alright. So this is the basic layout for American roulette. I had to double check. European roulette, there is only one zero. A single zero. American style roulette, we have a single zero and a double zero. And in some really scummy places, they add a triple zero. I would avoid those places like the plague. It's already bad enough they added another zero in American roulette. But a triple zero? Okay, now you're not even pretending to be subtle. But okay, back to the point I was trying to make about the more accurate your bet, the more money you win. Conversely, the more generalized your prediction, the less money you win. So, as you can see on the outsides here, we refer to them as outside bets. On the outside, if you follow my cursor, right here, this bottom part of the diagram and the far right of the diagram, put it all on red and black, and 50 on 00. Whoops, lands on 0. You lose, Kuma. Get wrecked. The amount of times I've seen that exact scenario and it plays out exactly the same way I just described is staggering. It's okay, not my money. Well, whoever's money that is, get wrecked. Welcome to the stream, Kuma. I was about to just walk through the diagram here. So as you can see at the bottom here and to the far right, these are your outside bets. These are the general bets. These are like the bets that cover the most numbers, and conversely, they pay out the least. So you have your opposites here. You have 1 to 18, the low numbers, or 19 to 36, the high numbers. Each of these bets cover half the board, because excluding zeros, because, you know, the house needs to keep its edge and make its money. We also have even, the even numbers, any numbers that end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or standard 0, not green 0. That's how they get you. Or you have odd, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. And of course, the ever popular, like Kuma said, red or black. Red or black. So these payouts, since they cover half the board, they pay the least. They pay even money. So if you bet $50 on red and it hits 21, which is a red number as you can see, you'll get paid $50. Pretty straightforward. Covers half the table, so pays out very little. Now, the next ones here. The first dozen, so 1 through 12. Second dozen, 13 through 24. Third dozen, 25 to 36. As you can see, they cover less of the board as the previous bets, and therefore they pay more. You get it right, they pay 2 to 1, so betting 50, you get 100. Same goes for these column bets. This one covers this column, this one covers this column, this one covers this column. Again, like the payout says, 2 to 1. So if you bet 75 on the first column and it lands on 25, your $75 bet gets paid out $150. Pretty straightforward. Okay. And as you can see, the numbers alternate. Red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black. And then starting from 11. It appears to be that you take the 2 digits and add them together. And whatever that digit that is, you check the corresponding from 1 to 10 and make it that color. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 is black, therefore 11 is black. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is red, therefore 12 is red. And then here we go. Same thing here. 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. And then 10, or 1 plus 0 is 1. 1, red. so on and so forth. Oh, and a little tidbit too. If you add all the numbers from 1 to 36, the sum is 666. Ooh, spooky. Someone just pointed that out to me, like, back in the day. I was like, oh, that's neat. And I just carried on with my job. Alright. So, there we go. That is the basic layout of the roulette table. Now, you can bet on the outside bets. Keep it simple. Of course, it pays out less. Pays out very little. But you cover more numbers. That's the price you pay for covering more numbers with your bet. That it pays out less. Now, what if you, the player, wanted to bet on the inside? Well, we have a diagram for that too. And I will pull that up right now. We have this convenient little chart. Maybe I should... Alright. I'll make this bigger, more legible, because I'm looking at stream right now. And I'll walk you through it. Alright, before we... Actually, I'll explain it later. Alright, so going from the chart. Letter A. A refers to straight up bet. So just put the chip directly onto a number. So on the diagram here, you look A up here. You go to A on the table. It's just, as you can see, the chip is directly over the desired number, which in this case is 17. And if you check the chart here, bet is placed on a single number, just like the diagram shows. Straight up, the payout is 35 to 1. Meaning if you bet a single dollar on a single number and it hits that number, you get paid 35 times that amount. So if you bet $1, it pays 35. If you bet $5, it pays 175. If you bet $100, like an absolute madman, you'll get paid $3,500. Next up is the split. So see how this chip is placed on the line between 8 and 11? That is a bet referred to as a split bet. Like it says here, bet splits two numbers. It doesn't have to be vertical either. You can be horizontal too. Like 8, 9, 0 and 00, 2 and 5, 13, 16, 13, 14. And each split bet, because you're covering slightly more numbers, naturally, it will pay less. Whereas straight up will pay 35 to 1. A split bet, if you hit any of the two numbers you're betting with the split bet, it pays 17 to 1. Chat, you're smart. Hopefully you're starting to see a pattern here. It's a pattern I quickly realized right away. And there's a little wrinkle in that pattern where I realized, wow, the casino's ripping you off. But we will get to that. By the time we get through all the bets, hopefully you will figure out the pattern. Next up, letter C, the street bet. Street bet, C. Where is C? C is down here, look at that. It's straddling the line across three numbers, right above the dozen barrier. So you put a chip at the edge where it splits between the number on the first column and the dozen. That doesn't mean you're splitting between the number and the dozen. No, 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 no. What it means is, in this case, see? You're covering 3 numbers in a row in each of these different rows. So in this case, you're covering 28, 29, and 30. You're covering 3 numbers with this single street bet. Street bet covers 3 numbers, and if any of those 3 numbers hit, you get paid 11 to 1. So if you bet $5, you'll get paid $55. Next up is the corner bet. A bet that covers 4 numbers. So you can see it's placed on the corner of 4 intersecting boxes. Of 4 intersecting numbers here. So in this case, you put it on the corner of 23, 24, 26, and 27. That's covering 4 numbers. And a corner bet pays 8 to 1. Yes, you can do this. Not many people realize it. Never played roulette IRL? Good. Don't start. I'm saying this as a content creator, as a hero, and as a person who's worked in this industry. Against my will, mind you. Don't. Just don't. I cannot stress enough. Don't play these games. I'm just merely exposing how bullshit these games are. Alright. We are gonna skip E for now. Because E is a subset bet of F. So we had our street bets. What if you wanted to put it on like the split between streets? You can do that. Like this F chip is on the corner of 4, 7, and first dozen. Meaning this F chip is covering 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's covering 6 numbers. These 6 specific numbers. And this is referred to as a line bet. 2 streets is a line. Covers 6 numbers in 2 rows. 2 adjacent rows. You cannot do some wonky line bet of like 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. No, you can't do that. That's just 2 separate street bets. You try to break the chips, we will break your shins. Anyways, the line bet covers 6 numbers, and it pays 5 to 1. So in this case, if it hits 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you get paid 5 to 1 if it hits. Now, why did I skip E and go straight to F? Because E is kind of a weird case. E is... I don't know why it's called the basket here. Basket refers to something else completely. What it should be called is the top line bet. E should be called the top line bet. This is a weird one because it's kind of like a line bet, but you can see from the diagram there's a little bit of a difference between your standard line bet and the top line bet. The key difference here is your standard line bet covers 6 numbers, but this top line bet only covers 5 numbers: 1, 2, 3, single 0, and double 0. Now, if you've been paying attention about what I've been saying, the more numbers you cover with your bet, the less you pay out. It still applies here. Since you're covering only 5 numbers instead of the 6, you're going to get paid more money, if ever so slightly. So this top line bet, 1, 2, 3, 0, double 0, if any of these 5 numbers hit, you get paid 6 to 1. I don't know why it's called a basket. The basket bet is 0, double 0, and 2 intersecting. It's kind of a wonky street bet. Since it covers 3 numbers, 0, 00, and 2, it pays out like a street bet. So 11 to 1. That's the true basket bet. But moving on, G. Okay, this diagram is mislabeled. I mean, it pays the same, but it's mislabeled. It's supposed to be G is supposed to be dozen. H is supposed to be column. But they pay the same thing. G is on first dozen, so 1 through 12. Second dozen, 13 through 24. Third dozen, 25 through 36. If you bet on the right dozen, you get paid 2 to 1, like it says here. Column bets pay the same because they cover the same amount of numbers, but they cover different numbers. So first column, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, 34. Second column, down the middle. Third column, on the far right. Just like the dozen bets, they cover 12 numbers each. 4, 8, 12. So since they cover the same amount of numbers as dozen bets, they pay the same amount as dozen bets. And the other ones I covered before, I, L's, high, low, even, odd, red, black. Pretty straightforward. Now I suppose I should go more in depth with some of the wonky zero bets up here. We'll probably just go back to the diagram because it's less cluttered. So you can bet the zero straight up like any other number. So if you bet straight up, 35 to 1. Now here's when things start to get a little messy. You can split the zeros, which is your standard split, 70 to 1. If a player cannot reach the bet here, we have something called the courtesy line, which is this line between second and third dozen. This line specifically is specifically reserved for the 0-0-0 split, and only the 0-0-0 split. If you try to put a bet here and claim it's splitting the dozens, I will slap your bet away so goddamn fast. That is not splitting the dozens. You cannot split the dozens. Don't be a fucking idiot. Anyways, you can also split 0 and 0 and 3, 0 and 2, 0 and 2, 0 and 1. Like these lines, separate. So you can do different splits. You can also have, like I said, the basket bet, which is 0-0-2, which is a 11 to 1 street bet. You can also do 0-1-2 in this little corner here. Covers 3 numbers, so 11 to 1 again. 0-0-2-3, this little corner, which pays 11 to 1. And that should be all the wonky zero bets here. And of course we have the top line bet, covers 5 numbers, 6 to 1. Now that we've gone through all the payouts for roulette, did you notice something about them? The payouts all follow a specific formula. The formula is as follows. The formula is 36 divided by the amount of numbers your bet covers. And then minus 1. This formula applies to all roulette payouts. Don't believe me? We'll go through them now and prove it. Straight up. 36 divided by 1 minus 1 equals 35, which is the payout we explained earlier. What's the next one? Split. Split. 36 divided by 2 minus 1. 36 divided by 2, 18. 18 minus 1, 17. Street, same thing. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 12 minus 1, 11. Corner. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 minus 1, 8. $36. Alright. We should probably move this together. Top line. 36 divided by 5 is 7, roughly. 7 minus 1 equals 6. Line bet. 36 divided by 6 is 6 minus 1, 5. Let's see, how many do we have left? Alright. Column slash dozen. 36 divided by 12 minus 1 is 2. 36 divided by 12? 3. 3 minus 1? 2. High, low, even, odd, red, black. 36 divided by 18 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. The formula applies to all payouts without fail. But wait. But wait, you say. Very observant chat. What about 0, double 0, triple 0 if you're stupid enough to go to a casino with 000 roulette tables? Precisely. What about them? The house doesn't factor them in. when calculating the payouts. That's how they keep their edge. That's how they are ripping you off. Otherwise, it'd be 37, 38, 39 divided by etc. See? That's how they're ripping you off. They don't pay you the true odds of winning versus losing. So for American roulette, for example, 38 divided by 1 minus 1 would be 37 to 1 payout. Split 38 divided by 2 minus 1. 18 to 1, etc. The zeros don't count. They're the house edge. So watch out. Now, are you limited to betting just one chip? Absolutely not. There's a table minimum that you need to meet. Otherwise, you can go nuts with your bets. The outside bets will each have a minimum of X dollars usually. Let's say $10 minimum. Inside bets will have an aggregate, or no, cumulative minimum of say $10. Meaning your total bets on the inside must add up to at least $10. For example. It's different for every casino. It's different for every table in the casino. I've seen high-limit VIP roulette tables. I've dealt on high-limit VIP tables. So, to elaborate, you can go absolutely nuts with your inside bets You can choose to spread out your bets and cover a wide range of numbers. You can also just hammer a single number and all bets associated with that number. Like, you could put $100 straight up on 17, then $100 each on every split with 17, every corner of 17, street, line, etc. If you're just absolutely crazy and just wanted to maximize your win on just a single number, you could do that. I've seen it before. Have they won? Not when I was dealing. They didn't call me iced tea for nothing. But wait, you might ask. With all those chips on the table, how do you keep track of who's betting what? Well, chat, there's a simple solution to that problem. When people are playing roulette, they buy in and the dealer assigns them a specific chip color, and those chips are only good for that specific roulette table. Now, let's see. Roulette, what is it? I think it was called a tree. Yes. I'm just checking the diagrams here. Alright. I found a serviceable diagram. I'm just switching over the streams I'm watching. One has ended, so I need to start watching another one. Like I've said before, I'm an absolute sicko who watches other streams while I myself stream. Alright, so we have this thing called a tree. Well, it's not really a tree, but you know what I mean. It is a... Some people call it a chip rack, some people call it a chip stand. There is both a horizontal and vertical stand. But this is the stand. This must be the work of an enemy stand. So, as you can see here, on the left side, we have the different colored chips. And they usually have, like, a letter. Usually assigned, like, each roulette table has, like, a letter assigned to them. So, like, roulette players can't just hop around with their color chips. because inventory would be an absolute nightmare if that were the case. No, like, you can see, like, this is, like, table B. So all the color chips are labeled with a B. So you can't bring them to any other tables, like A, C, or D. So these, on the left side, will be the different color chips, like orange, green, blue, yellow, pink, brown, light blue, etc. And on the right side, we'll use like an actual value chip to denote what is the value of the chip currently in play. So a white chip means right now the orange chips have a value of $1 each. So a stack of 20 chips would be $20. You can see the green chip here, the olive green chip here, has a red chip, and red usually denotes $5. So every olive green chip right now is worth $5. A stack of 20 is $100. And you can see in the corner here, like, the black chips, they're 100. The purple chips, they're 500. This is for the unlikely case that a roulette player is smart enough to cash out and they want like actual value chips. That rarely ever happens. None of them know how to quit while they're ahead. But yeah, this is how roulette dealers keep track of which chip is in play and the value of each chip. So you can see, currently we have 3 chip colors in play. We have orange, we have olive green, we have blue. Orange is using single dollar chips, green $5 chips, blue $1 chips. This is a visual indicator for the dealers and the floor supervisors to keep a visual track of what's going on the roulette table. Because I like to joke around that people just lose big time on the roulette table, and they do. But every once in a while, you do have someone who wins big. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens. It's like, you know how the old saying goes, a broken clock is right twice a day. And it certainly applies to roulette. So we'll duplicate this, So as I said, a player will buy in for X amount. The dealer will assign them a chip color and the corresponding amount of chips according to their desired denomination. These denominations are $1, $5, $25, $100, $500. Well, not these two. Usually it's just $1, $5, $25. If they're playing hundreds or 500s, it's usually like the actual value chips, the actual black chips and the purple chips that denote 100 and 500 respectively. But in these other cases, 1, 5, 25, yeah, we'll assign them 1, 5, 25. White is 1, red is 5, green is 25. Like, not olive green, but like green. So a stack of 1 is 20. A stack of 5s is 100. A stack of 25s is 500. A stack of blacks is 2,000. A stack of 500s is 10,000. Yeah, you can tell I spend way too much time dealing roulette. Alright. If a player busts out, they are welcome to rebuy in. Should they? No. Will they? Yes. Will I judge them for rebuying? Absolutely. Judging you. So, we've walked through like the basic payouts, the layout of the table, how the dealer keeps track of who's betting what. How about we actually explain how the game works? Alright, the dealer will open bets. Signaled by a wave of their arm across the table. To the away from the wheel. Players will be given time to place their bets however they desire. Wanna bet only the outside? Go ahead. Wanna spread your bets inside? Be my guest. Gonna wait until the dealer spins before you scramble to place your bets on the inside. I'm judging you super hard. And I hope you lose. Once the dealer sees that betting has parentheses mostly wrapped up, they will grab the ball. Spin the wheel. And spin the ball in the opposite direction. So if the wheel is spinning clockwise, the dealer will spin the ball along. Okay, they spin the ball along the edge of the wheel in the opposite direction. So if they're spinning, the wheel is spinning clockwise, the dealer will spin the ball counterclockwise, and vice versa. The normal practice is to alternate the direction of the wheel spin every spin. Or every betting session, I shall say, so we don't get confused. The dealer will announce last call for bets, giving the players a fair warning that betting is about to close. Of course, you'll get a handful of idiots who didn't start betting until after the ball is spun. And now they'll scramble to get their bets in. When the ball begins to slow down, wait, I just realized I need to fix something here. Opening bets is towards the wheel. I just remembered. Closing bets is away from the wheel. The dealer will wave their arm across the table, away from the wheel, announcing no more bets. If anyone tries to sneak in a bet afterwards, like with any other game, the dealer has full right to remove their bet and toss it. Some might even remove the bet and add it to the dealer's tips. Because chat, let me tell you, that is one of the fastest ways to piss off the dealer. And you don't want to piss off the dealer. You don't want to piss off the guy who controls whether or not you're getting paid out. Just a fair word of warning. The dealer will keep an eye on the layout until the ball lands. This is to ensure nobody tries to cheat or sneak in a bet after the fact. Only when they hear the ball land does the dealer turn their attention to the wheel. They will announce where the ball landed. For example, 17, black, odd, low. They'll mark where the ball landed on the table using a clear dolly. Once the dolly is set, the dealer will begin clearing out all the losing bets around the winning number before moving on to scoop the rest of the losing bets. This is done to isolate the winning number. The losing bets are scooped to a corner of the roulette table where either they're shoved down a tube and an automatic chipper sorts them out, or a second dealer is present to manually sort the chips. Once all losing bets are cleared, it's time to pay out the winners. Dealers will prioritize paying out the winners for the winning bets furthest from the wheel. So column bets furthest outside bets to nearest outside bets, then inside bets furthest from the wheel slash lowest payout. So furthest street, then furthest line, then nearest line, then street, then how to go, then furthest corners, then nearest corners, then furthest splits, then nearest splits, then straight up. The inside payouts have the potential to get extremely messy. Say, for example, someone had a winning street bet and winning straight up bet. These get combined into a single payout in order to save time. So 11 plus 35 in this example would be 46. They'd get paid out 46 chips. And the dealer would move on to the next payout. Alright, I guess we're gonna do a little bit of a visual exercise here. Let's see if I can just grab the... Is there a drawing tool for this? Tools. Maybe, in hindsight, I probably should have checked this beforehand. Like, as a better visual representation. Like, okay. Hold on here, okay. Google, please tell me how to draw. Is there a drawing tool in Libre Impress? Drawing bar, let's see. Because if not, we're just gonna have to open up Clip Studio Paint to do this little exercise. As a matter of fact, I think that's what we're gonna have to do, so hold on 1 second. Let's make sure Libre. Okay, Impress, Clip Studio Paint, open. Alright. Plus, I also need to get out the tablet. We're going to be doing a little exercise here. Assuming... Hey, Impress. Okay. We can hide Impress. We'll go here. Alright, chat. Hope you guys are good at math. Alright. We'll move this. We'll move this over here. Okay, let's see. I will... Alright, we'll just do the typical numbers. Yep. That's a big brush. I don't know why it's so big. Alright. We'll reduce it to 30. Okay, so let's see. 17's in the middle. 14's above it. 13, 16, 15, 18. 19, 20, 21. Alright. That is our example we're going to be using. Alright, so. So let's say we have a chip here and a chip here. And it hits 17. Knowing what we've talked about, we have a chip here, the split, 17 to 1. And a chip here, the corner, 8 to 1. It lands on 17. What is the payout? It's pretty straightforward. $17 plus 8, which means a total of 25 to 1. That's right, Kuma, you got it. You have it. Alright. We're gonna do something else. Alright. So we have a split here. Maybe with these... I should probably choose a different color to make it stand out. Okay, so we have chip here, chip here, chip here. We have 16, 17 split, 17 straight up, 17, 18 split, lands on 17. What is the payout? 17, 35, 17. That is our combined payout. Now what do you get when you add 17, 35, and 17? Or to make it a shortcut, 35 and 34 together. Nice! That's exactly what you get. You get 69. Nice. See, this is what I mean, where bets can get messy. Especially if they're winning bets. Alright, so... I tip the dealer if he says that. Oh, Kuma, if you tip that, you'd be everyone's favorite. Ow. Hi there, Yusuke. Ore, Sanjo! Don't worry, Yusuke. We are currently doing math. Alright, now let's do a more complicated one. Okay. How about we just put one of each? Alright, we have one straight up on 17, on all the splits for 17, on all the corners for 17, and 17 lands. What's the payout? We have a 35, 4 17s, and 4 8s. Math disturbs my 12.5 brain cells, and you should stay the hell away from roulette. Never become a roulette dealer, because you will be expected to do this kind of complicated math, like, immediately. But of course, as a roulette dealer, I figured out, like, all sorts of shortcuts. Like, I know that 17 and 8 makes 25. 25 is a very simple number to work with. And 25 times 4 is 100. Look, that's easy. Because I work with $25 chips, as well as $1 and $5 chips, and occasionally $100 and $500 chips, and on the very rare occasions, $1,000 chips. Things got nuts. Alright, I'll walk you through it. So, a split is 17 to 1. A corner is 8 to 1. 17 plus 8 is 25. And since we have that 4 times, 25 times 4 is 100. Plus the 35 in the middle is a grand whopping total of 135 to 1. So if you bet $1, it would be $135. If you bet $5, it would be, let's see, 130. That would be $675 if you bet $5 each. And this is, we haven't even gotten to like different amounts, like if you had like 3 straight ups and 4 splits. Yeah, roulette dealers are fucking wizards when it comes to calculating the math. I say as I used to be a roulette dealer. Yeah, you should definitely tip your roulette dealers for figuring out this complicated math, like, in a matter of seconds. What's the one where you pick either an odd or equal number? I think you mean odd or even. That would be the outside bets. If we just make the slides return, it would be these bets. Even, odd, 1 to 18 or 19 to 36, otherwise low and high, or red and black. These cover the most amount of numbers, and because of that, they pay out the least. They just pay out an even 1-to-1 payout if you win. So if you bet $25, you get paid $25. Yeah, I know what you mean. You're talking about that certain boss fight with the roulette table, yeah. I played that, I was like, hey, I know that. I wish I wasn't playing this. I wish I wasn't playing roulette. Roulette is a bad game. Anyways. Alright, so this is where things can get complicated. I am going to make something complicated. Alright. So I'm gonna put this red chip here, and I'm gonna say we have 4 chips. And we'll put one straight up, and also make it 4. So, you have 4 chips on the 14-17 split, and 4 chips on straight up 17. 17 hits. What is the payout? I've already figured it out. Have you, chat? I'll give you some time. I'll give you the benefit because I doubt any of you have ever dealt or played roulette. But considering this was my job for several years, Yusuke, you are absolutely wrong. Okay, let me lay the groundwork. A split bet pays 17 to 1. A straight up bet pays 35 to 1. I have given you the tools. Now work it out. I can tell you right now, if you were a dealer and you had to calculate that payout and you said 16 to 1, you would get fired on the spot. Or worse. Trust me, I had to learn fast. Because if I didn't, the or worse would have been waiting for me. Well, if you never wanted to be a dealer, at the very least, if you're a player, you should know how much you're supposed to get paid out. Because if you're playing at a casino, you do not want to get ripped off on your payout. Especially if you're in an underground casino, where we will have no qualms ripping you off and just pocketing the rest for our dealer tokes. Don't ever go to casinos. That is my overarching advice. I'm just doing these lectures to show you just how bullshit casino games are and why exactly they're bullshit. Because it's very easy to say that they're bullshit. It's much more difficult to explain in great detail why they're bullshit. But enough time has passed. The answer is 208 to 1. Because 35 and 17 is 52. 52 times 4 is 208. Alright, we'll do one more crazy bet here. Alright, we'll do this. Have 6 there. Five. 10. Lands on 17. How much does it pay? Remember, straight up bet pays 35 to 1. Line bets pay 5 to 1. The numbers I'm putting down here, 5, 6, and 10, that's the amount of chips are on that bet. So we have 15 line bets. 15 times 5 is 75. 75 plus 210, because 35 times 6 is 210. Or you can think of it as 70 times 3. That's how I figured it out. Like, every 2 chips is 70. And I know my 7 times tables. And I like numbers that end in 0. They're much cleaner to work with. So I figured out little tips and tricks. So 75 plus 210, 285, which is a far cry from 137. This guy's winning big. 210 and 75. 285. If it landed on 16 or 18, however, the bet would only pay 75. If it landed on 13, 14, 15, it would only pay 25. If it landed on 19, 20, 21, it would only pay 10, or 50. But if it lands on 17, that's the big payout. That's 285. But that'll be the last of these little visual exercises. And back to the lecture. Now, is there an actual strategy to playing roulette? Kind of. There's no guarantee. Why are we showing this? There's no guaranteed method of winning. You could just... No. We'll make this a new slide. You could... I'm gonna move my tablet out of the way. Now, we're done with the tablet. We don't need the tablet anymore. You could simply stick to the outside bets. They're the safest, even if they pay the least. So even, odd, red, black, or high, low. Take your pick. Just remember that with the presence of the zeros, your odds aren't a perfect 50-50. On a single zero table, you'll win your outside bets roughly 48 out of 100 times. On a double zero table, this is reduced to about 46 out of 100. The hot numbers are actually the bad numbers. No, the hot numbers are the quote-unquote hot numbers are the numbers that have been hitting a lot. The quote-unquote cold numbers are the numbers that have not been hitting at all. It's good that you're like bringing up all of these things you've heard secondhand, and I can just clear them up. I can refine your knowledge of roulette. But I will get to the concept of quote-unquote hot numbers and cold numbers once I wrap up this part. Another strategy I've seen a lot is betting on 2 of the 3 dozen bets, or 2 of the 3 column bets. Are they bait? They are absolutely bait. I'll explain why they're bait. Alright, but anyways, another strategy I've seen a lot is betting on 2 of 3 dozen bets or 2 of the 3 column bets. The rationale is that you're covering much more numbers and still getting paid a decent amount. The drawback is that you have to bet at least twice the table minimum. Once for each outside bet. The biggest downside, of course, is in the case you lose twice your money. If you win, you lose your other bet and get 2 to 1 on your winning bet. Effectively meaning you get paid even money. 1 to 1. You can also just go nuts on the inside bets. Just remember, here's an important tip. Your amount of inside bets should never exceed your lowest potential payout. What do I mean by this? Let's say you're betting solely straight up split and corner bets. Your lowest potential payout is that corner bet. 8 to 1. This means you should not be betting more than 8 chips on the inside. Because if you do, you'll suffer a net loss, even if you'll suffer a net loss if you hit that lowest payout. It's just math. It's just simple math. So say if you bet like 10 chips on the inside, with your lowest payout being a corner bet, 8 to 1, and it hits that corner bet, and just that corner bet, you will have lost 9 of your chips and get paid out 8, meaning a net loss of 1 chip, which doesn't seem like a lot at first glance, but it adds up. Oh boy, does it add up. No. All roulette tables will have a scoreboard showing what numbers have hit in the most recent spins. The most recent one will be flashing at the top of the screen. They will also flash statistics showing the percentage breakdown of red, black, even odd, high, low, columns, and dozens. They will also show off quote-unquote hot numbers, or numbers that have been hitting a lot, as well as quote-unquote cold numbers, or numbers that have seldom hit. Are no gambling games skill-based? Blackjack requires a little bit of skill. Poker requires a little bit of skill. But other than that, it's all probability and chance. Like in the case of roulette, it's just a matter of choosing between 36 numbers plus however many zeros you're dealing with. There is typically no rhyme or reason to where the ball lands on a roulette wheel. I cannot stress this enough. Ignore everything on this scoreboard. It only tells you what has happened. It will not tell you what will happen. Anyone who says different is deluding themselves and you, and anyone willing to listen. So for example, killing Timmy's pigeons, you can use a bow user, but it's not guaranteed to hit all the pigeons. Exactly! Like, even if I kill the pigeons with Ganyu, I'll hit most of them. I won't hit all of them. Or you can just use the Luke's ult. That works too. But anyway, back to the lecture. Ignore the scoreboard. It is there to trick you. The scoreboard is specifically there to use your pattern recognizing monkey brain against you. It will convince you to see patterns that don't actually exist. And the house knows this. Players will also like to say stupid shit like the dealer can control where the ball lands, either by spinning it a specific way or by pressing a switch. Both of these are bullshit. A switch would be too obvious. And I've never met a single dealer who could precisely control where the ball lands. They might get into the general quadrant, but never exactly where. Is there glass under the... No, there is not. It would be too fucking obvious. If a bunch of Japanese teenagers could figure that trick out, and I say Japanese teenagers specifically because gambling is quote-unquote illegal in Japan. If they could figure it out, I'm pretty sure some grown-ass adults paying attention to a goddamn roulette wheel could figure it out as well. These are just convenient excuses dreamt up by sore losers who refuse to take any accountability for their poor decisions. Catchy's an ace detect. Ace detected these nuts. Anyways, these are just convenient excuses dreamt up by sore losers who refuse to take any accountability for their poor decisions. There are no glass bottoms, no secret switches. And there's no dealer who can precisely control where it lands, where the ball lands. It only seems like that because players don't know how to quit while they're ahead and end up losing everything. So really, the only realistic strategy, once again, is just betting the outside. Just remember, the odds are not a perfect 50-50 because of the zeros. Or just bet your birthday. It worked for me. Just bet your birthday, easy. Take it from me, an actual roulette dealer. Works every time. Spoiler alert, does not work every time. I just got lucky the first time, and I just quit. It's like I was betting roulette alongside craps. Like in between craps rolls, I was betting roulette spins. I tried betting roulette once. I bet my birthday. I won. I cashed out. Easy. But that wraps up tonight's lecture on roulette. Next week, we'll conclude this gambling series lectures with craps. And you thought roulette was complicated in its payouts? Oh boy, you haven't seen nothing yet. Roulette craps can become an absolute nightmare with their payouts. Craps. Not crabs, craps. But that's for next week. I would like to thank everyone in stream for tuning in tonight. I hope you all learned something valuable about roulette. I hope that valuable thing is don't play roulette. Next week, like I said, will be craps. Oh, happy birthday, Lunite76. But we're gonna find someone to raid. Well, I already know who we're gonna raid. Looks like Molly is streaming Elden Ring. Oh, jeez. I wonder how much he's raged so far. Anyways, we will be raiding Molly of Osodoi Code. So, have a good night, and remember to stay prime.